There comes a moment in everyone's life when everything seems to fall apart. You try your best, but nothing works. You feel stuck in your job, your relationship, your dreams. You look around and wonder, why is this happening to me? It feels like the universe is testing you. Every door seems closed. Every path seems blocked. But my friend, here is a truth that will change your life forever. Problems don't come to stop you. They come to strengthen you. Every problem has a purpose. Every struggle hides a solution. You just need to know how to look at it in the right way. In this lesson, I will share 9 secrets that will help you solve any problem, no matter how big or small. These secrets are not just words. They are practical steps used by the most successful and peaceful people in the world. So listen carefully, because once you learn these secrets, you will never look at your problems the same way again. Secret 1. Accept the problem. Don't run away. The first secret to solving any problem is acceptance. It sounds simple, but it's one of the hardest things to do. Most people don't realize that the biggest barrier between them and the solution is not the problem itself. It's their refusal to face it. We spend so much time denying our difficulties, pretending everything is fine, or hoping that somehow magically things will fix themselves. But problems don't disappear when ignored. They grow stronger, louder, and heavier until we are forced to face them. Think about it. How many times have you said to yourself, "It's not that serious," or "I'll handle it later"? Maybe you kept avoiding a conversation you needed to have. Maybe you ignored your health, your finances, or your emotions. At first, running away feels easier. You don't have to deal with pain, fear, or discomfort. But every time you run, the problem follows you like a shadow. It grows with time, and eventually it becomes something you can no longer hide from. When you finally stop running and say, "Yes, I have a problem and I will face it," something powerful begins to shift inside you. That moment of honesty becomes the turning point. You take back your control. You stop feeling like a victim and start becoming the master of your situation. Acceptance is the door that leads to clarity. Before that, your mind is filled with excuses, fear, and confusion. But once you face the truth, you can finally see what needs to be done. Remember, acceptance doesn't mean you like the problem. It doesn't mean you give up or settle for less. It simply means you recognize reality. You cannot fix what you refuse to face. If your car breaks down, pretending it's fine won't make it run. If your life feels broken, denying it won't heal it. The courage to say, "This is where I am, and I need to change it," is the first real step toward freedom. Think of it like this. A doctor cannot treat a wound until he looks at it directly. You cannot heal your life until you are willing to see where it hurts. Avoiding pain only creates more pain later. Facing it brings healing. When you face your truth, you give yourself permission to grow. You start to see that the problem is not your enemy. It's your teacher. It's showing you something you need to understand, change, or release. Acceptance is strength. It's not weakness to say, "I am struggling." It's bravery, because it means you care enough about your life to confront it honestly. When you accept your problem, you stop fighting reality and start working with it. You begin to take responsibility instead of making excuses. And that's where transformation begins. So take a deep breath. Look at your life. Really ask yourself, what am I avoiding? Then whisper to yourself with courage, "Yes, this is my challenge, and I will solve it." That's the moment your power returns. That's when healing starts. Acceptance is not the end of peace, it's the beginning of it. Secret 2. Calm the mind, don't react emotionally. Once you accept the problem, the next battle begins inside your mind. You may not realize it, But the real struggle is rarely with the problem itself. It's with your reaction to it. When something goes wrong, our first response is often emotional. We panic, we overthink, we worry, or we get angry. Our mind becomes noisy, filled with fear and frustration. But here's the truth. Emotions make the problem look bigger and the solution look smaller. When your emotions are out of control, your clarity disappears. Imagine trying to see your reflection in a lake. If the water is calm, you can see everything clearly. But if the water is disturbed, you only see chaos, waves, ripples, and confusion. Your mind works the same way. When it's calm, you can see the truth. When it's disturbed, you only see fear. That's why the second secret is so powerful. Calm your mind before you act. You can't solve a problem with the same stress that created it. You must first find your stillness. When something happens that upsets you, stop yourself from reacting immediately. Don't rush to make decisions. Don't argue. And don't assume the worst. Instead, pause, take a deep breath, step away from the situation for a moment. Go for a walk, sit quietly, write your thoughts down, do anything that helps you release the storm inside. Because once the storm settles, your wisdom returns. When the emotions calm down, your intelligence wakes up. You begin to see things you couldn't see before. Think about the times you made decisions while angry or afraid. Most of them didn't end well, right? That's because emotions are like smoke. They hide your vision. But when you give yourself time to breathe and reflect, the smoke clears. Then you can think with logic, not fear. You can act with strength, not weakness. You can respond wisely, not react blindly. Calming your mind is not about escaping your feelings. It's about managing them. It's okay to feel sad, worried, or frustrated. These emotions are natural, but they should not control you. You are not your emotions. You are the awareness behind them. The more you understand this, the less power your emotions have over you. When you learn to stay calm in chaos, you gain a secret strength that very few people have. Life will keep testing you. Problems will appear unexpectedly. But a calm mind can handle them all. It doesn't panic when plans fail. It adapts. It doesn't get angry when people disappoint. It understands. It doesn't drown in fear. It floats with faith. So before you try to fix the outside world, fix your inner world first. The peace within you will reflect in the world around you. Because a calm mind is not just a state of relaxation. It's the foundation of clear thinking, wise decisions, and strong action. Remember, peace of mind is not something you find. It's something you create. And once you learn to calm your mind, you will discover that every problem becomes smaller, every path becomes clearer, and every challenge becomes a chance to grow stronger. Secret 3. Break it down. One step at a time. Every big problem looks frightening at first. It feels heavy, confusing, and impossible to solve. You look at it and think, how can I ever fix this? That feeling of being overwhelmed is what stops most people from taking action. But here's the truth. No mountain is too high if you climb it one step at a time. That's the third secret to solving any problem. Break it down into smaller parts. Think of any great achievement in life. No one built it overnight. A house is built one brick at a time. A book is written one page at a time. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. The same principle applies to your problems. When you try to fix everything at once, your mind feels pressure and confusion. But when you divide it into small, clear steps, your confidence grows. You stop feeling trapped and start feeling capable. So don't say, I need to solve everything today. That thought alone will drain your energy. Instead, ask yourself, what is one small thing I can do right now? Maybe it's making a single phone call, sending one email, organizing one part of your work, or simply thinking of one new idea. One step might not seem like much, but small actions create big results when done consistently. Every great success story is made of many small victories. You don't need to see the entire staircase to start climbing. You only need to see the next step. And once you take that step, the next one appears naturally. Progress is not about speed. It's about direction. As long as you keep moving forward, even slowly, you are still winning. Here's a simple and powerful exercise. Take a notebook and write your problem at the top of the page. Then below it, list every small action you can take to handle it. Don't judge or overthink. Just write. The moment you start writing, something beautiful happens. Your fear starts to turn into clarity. You begin to see that what once looked impossible is actually a collection of manageable steps. And clarity turns into confidence. When a problem stays in your head, it feels 10 times bigger than it really is. But when you put it on paper, it becomes clear, logical, and manageable. You can see patterns, priorities, and possibilities. You realize that solving problems is not about doing everything perfectly. It's about doing something consistently. Remember, the biggest mistake people make is waiting for the right time to start. But the right time is always now. Even the smallest step today is more valuable than the biggest plan you never act on. So don't focus on how far you have to go. Focus on how far you've already come with every small move you make. You don't need to solve everything today. You just need to take one honest step forward. That one step will give you momentum. That momentum will build confidence, and confidence will bring results. Soon you'll look back and realize that the problem that once scared you has already been solved. Not by a miracle, but by your patience, consistency, and courage to move forward one step at a time. Secret 4. Change the perspective. See it differently. Every problem changes the moment you change how you look at it. That's the 4th secret. Change your perspective. Most people think problems are signs that life is unfair or that something has gone wrong. But what if the problem isn't there to hurt you? What if it's there to help you grow, guide you, and prepare you for something greater? The truth is, life often hides its biggest blessings inside its hardest moments. What looks like a dead end might actually be a new beginning. Think of the times when something didn't go your way. Maybe you lost a job, failed an exam, or faced rejection from someone you cared about. In that moment, it felt painful and unfair. You probably thought, "Why is this happening to me?" But months or years later, when you looked back, you realized that failure pushed you toward something better. Losing that job led you to a better opportunity. Failing that test made you work harder and discover your true potential. That rejection protected your heart from the wrong person. Every no in life can eventually become a thank you if you're willing to see it differently. A change in perspective is like turning on a light in a dark room. The situation may be the same, but suddenly you can see what was always there. Meaning, purpose, and direction. Sometimes the problem isn't the real problem. It's how you think about it. When you focus only on what you've lost, you miss what you're gaining. When you keep asking "why me?" you trap yourself in pain. But when you start asking, "what is this trying to teach me?" you begin to grow. That simple question transforms you from a victim into a learner. You stop feeling powerless and start feeling guided. Pain is one of life's greatest teachers. It reveals your weaknesses, your limits, and your hidden fears. But if you look deeper, it also reveals your strength, your patience, and your courage. Pain shows you what truly matters. It reminds you that growth often comes with discomfort. Without challenges, you would never discover your full potential. Just as muscles grow stronger through resistance, your character grows stronger through problems. Changing your perspective doesn't mean pretending everything is fine when it's not. It means understanding that everything has a reason, even if you can't see it yet. The storm in your life may be clearing the path for something beautiful. The delay you're facing may be saving you from going the wrong way. The loss you're feeling may be teaching you gratitude for what truly matters. So the next time life doesn't go as planned, stop asking why is this happening to me and start asking what can I learn from this. This shift in mindset changes everything. You stop fighting against life and start flowing with it. You stop blaming and start understanding. The problem may stay the same, but the person facing it becomes wiser, calmer, and stronger. And that's the magic of perspective. Because when you change the way you see things, the things you see begin to change. What once looked like an obstacle now becomes an opportunity. What once looked like punishment now becomes preparation. You realize that life is not happening to you. It's happening for you. And when you truly understand that, every challenge becomes a teacher and every problem becomes a gift in disguise. Secret 5. Seek the lesson. Every problem has a message. Every problem carries a hidden message. A lesson wrapped in pain, confusion, or difficulty. That's the 5th secret. Don't waste your pain. Learn from it. Every experience, even the most uncomfortable ones, comes to teach you something that can shape your character, your habits, and your future. Most people try to escape problems quickly, wishing they would disappear. But the truth is, when you run away from your problems, you also run away from the wisdom they contain. Life is not trying to hurt you. It's trying to prepare you. Every obstacle, every heartbreak, every failure, they all have something valuable to teach if you're willing to listen. Think about it. The times you grew the most in your life were not when everything was easy, but when things were difficult. When you faced challenges, you discovered new strengths you didn't even know you had. Maybe your problem is teaching you patience. Maybe it's teaching you how to let go of control. Maybe it's reminding you that you can't do everything alone and that asking for help is not weakness. It's wisdom. Each lesson that life gives you becomes a part of your strength. But when you resist the lesson, the problem keeps coming back in different forms. Life is like a strict but loving teacher. It keeps sending the same exam until you pass it. If you keep meeting the same kind of toxic people, if you keep losing focus in your work, or if you keep falling into the same emotional trap, it's not bad luck. It's a sign. The universe is trying to show you something about yourself that you still haven't mastered. Maybe it's about setting boundaries. Maybe it's about self-worth. Maybe it's about faith. When you finally learn the lesson, the problem no longer has control over you. It becomes a chapter you've completed, not a test you keep failing. So next time you face a problem, instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What is life trying to teach me through this?" That simple shift in mindset transforms frustration into curiosity. It changes you from a victim into a student. You begin to see that problems are not punishments. They are invitations to grow. A problem is a mirror. It reflects the parts of yourself that need attention, healing, or growth. Once you see the truth, the mirror is no longer needed. The lesson replaces the pain. Remember, when you learn the lesson, the problem disappears. It's not magic. It's maturity. The same situation that once made you cry can later make you smile because you realize it shaped you into a wiser version of yourself. So, embrace your problems. Listen to their message. Every challenge is secretly guiding you to become the person you were meant to be. Secret 6. Take responsibility. Stop blaming others. Here comes one of the hardest truths in life. You cannot solve a problem while blaming others. Most people spend more time pointing fingers than finding solutions. They say, "It's not my fault. They did this to me. I had no choice." And while it may feel comforting in the moment to blame someone else, the truth is that blame takes away your power. When you focus on others, you hand them control over your emotions, your choices, and your results. You become a passenger in your own life instead of the driver. That's why the 6th secret is so important. Take full responsibility for your life. Responsibility does not mean that everything that happens is your fault. Life is full of circumstances beyond your control. People will disappoint you, plans will fail, and accidents will happen. But responsibility is about owning how you respond to those events. You may not be able to control what happens to you, but you can always control what you do next. When you say, "I am responsible for my life," something shifts inside you. Suddenly, you are no longer waiting for someone else to fix your problems. You are no longer hoping that luck or other people will make things right. You become active, not reactive. You begin to see possibilities instead of excuses. Responsibility is freedom because it puts the power back in your hands. You realize that your life is not determined by others. It is determined by your choices. Taking responsibility also builds confidence. When you stop blaming, you stop complaining. Complaints are a waste of energy. They drain you and keep you stuck. Instead, when you accept responsibility, you focus on solutions. You ask, "What can I do right now to improve this situation?" This mindset is what separates winners from the rest. Every successful person, every leader, every achiever in history shares this one habit. They take responsibility even when it is difficult, uncomfortable, or unfair. Responsibility requires courage. It requires honesty. It requires admitting that sometimes your actions or your inactions contributed to the problem. But that honesty is what opens the door to change. Because the moment you take responsibility, you regain control. You stop being a victim. You stop waiting for someone else to save you. You start taking the steps that will move you forward. Remember, responsibility is not punishment. It is empowerment. It means no excuses, no complaints, just action and solutions. The more you practice this, the stronger and wiser you become. Problems lose their power when you stop blaming others. Life begins to bend in your favor because you are no longer reactive to circumstances. You are proactive, in control, and unstoppable. So today, decide to take full responsibility for your life. Trust yourself to respond, act, and create a better outcome. That is the mindset of every winner in history, and it is the key to solving any problem that comes your way. Secret 7. Be patient. Solutions take time. In a world that celebrates speed, instant results, and quick fixes, patience has become a rare and powerful skill. Yet, patience is one of the greatest superpowers you can develop, especially when it comes to solving problems. That's the 7th secret. Be patient with your process. Most people give up too soon. They try once or twice, don't see immediate results, and lose hope. They feel frustrated, defeated, and ready to quit. But here's the truth. Every meaningful solution, every real change, every success takes time. No great achievement happens overnight. Growth is not instant. It unfolds slowly like a tree growing from a tiny seed into a strong, tall oak. You cannot plant a seed today and expect it to bear fruit tomorrow. The seed needs soil, water, sunlight, and time to grow roots deep into the earth. Life works the same way. When you face a problem, whether it's in your career, relationships, or personal development, it is like planting a seed. The solution is the fruit, and it requires care, patience, and trust in the process. Impatience leads to mistakes, poor decisions, and unnecessary stress. But patience allows you to stay peaceful even when results aren't visible immediately. Being patient doesn't mean doing nothing. It means acting consistently, wisely, and calmly while trusting that the efforts you put in today are building the outcomes you desire for tomorrow. When you stay patient, you stop forcing outcomes. You stop trying to rush the natural process of growth. You understand that delays are not punishments, but preparations. Sometimes the problem is there to make you stronger, to teach you lessons, or to guide you to a better path. Every delay, every challenge, and every obstacle is training your strength, building your character, and polishing your wisdom. Think about it. Storms never last forever. Night always turns into day. Seasons change and flowers bloom in their own time. Your life works the same way. The right opportunity, the right solution, or the right answer will appear. But only if you remain patient. If you quit halfway, you miss the chance to see the results of your effort. If you persist, you prepare yourself to receive the fruits of your work fully, ready and capable of handling them. So, my friend, embrace patience. Understand that your time will come, but it requires endurance. Stay committed, stay consistent, and trust the process. The more patient you are, the stronger you become. The more you trust, the calmer you feel. Patience turns waiting into preparation and struggle into strength. Remember, time doesn't delay what you deserve. It prepares you for it. Your solution is on its way. All you need to do is wait, act, and keep believing. Secret 8. Ask for help. Don't try to do everything alone. Strong people ask for help. Weak people pretend they don't need it. This simple truth separates those who grow and succeed from those who struggle alone. That's the 8th secret. Don't be afraid to ask for support. Life can be complicated. Problems are often bigger than what one person can handle alone. And yet, many people think asking for help is a sign of weakness. They believe they must carry the entire burden themselves. But the reality is very different. Asking for help is a sign of strength, wisdom, and courage. It shows that you value solutions more than pride. Sometimes another person's perspective can illuminate a solution you never noticed. You may be trapped in your own thinking, staring at the same problem from the same angle every day. When you open up to someone else, a friend, a mentor, a teacher, or even a stranger, you gain a fresh viewpoint. They may ask a question you never considered or suggest an idea that changes everything. Just a single insight from the right person can save you months, even years of frustration and wasted effort. The path becomes clearer, the problem becomes smaller, and the solution becomes possible. You don't have to fight alone. Every great mind in history relied on guidance. Inventors, leaders, artists, and thinkers sought mentors who helped them see clearly, guided them through confusion, and challenged them to grow. Thomas Edison had teachers and collaborators. Steve Jobs had mentors and advisors. Even athletes and performers have coaches and trainers. Support is not a weakness. It's a tool for excellence. There is no shame in saying, "I need help." In fact, admitting it requires humility and courage. It requires understanding that life is too big and too complex to navigate entirely on your own. The right person will never judge you for having a problem. They will respect your honesty, admire your effort, and guide you with wisdom. Asking for help is not giving up. It is stepping up. It is saying, I care enough about my life to seek the best advice and support available. Opening up also creates connection. When you share your struggles, you allow others to support you. You build trust, strengthen relationships, and create a network of people who lift you when you feel weak. Isolation makes problems seem larger and solutions harder to find. Connection makes problems smaller and possibilities endless. Let others light your path when your own light feels dim. Sometimes the guidance, encouragement, or advice of one person at the right moment can change your entire trajectory. So be brave. Talk to someone. Ask questions, listen carefully, take their insights, combine them with your action, and move forward. The right help at the right time can save you years of confusion, pain, and mistakes. Don't let pride or fear hold you back. You are not alone in this journey. Life is a shared experience, and sometimes the fastest way to overcome a problem is to walk beside someone who has already been there. Connect, share, and grow together. That is the secret of every person who has ever turned a challenge into a triumph. Final words. You are stronger than the problem. My friend, every problem in your life is temporary. No matter how dark the night feels, it will end. No matter how heavy the burden seems, it can be lifted. What truly matters is not the size of the problem, but the strength you decide to bring to it. You were not born to break under pressure. You were born to rise through it, to grow stronger, wiser, and braver each time life tests you. Remember the 9 secrets we explored together. Accept the problem. Calm your mind. Break it down into smaller steps. Change your perspective. Seek the lesson. Take responsibility. Be patient. Ask for help. And keep your faith strong. Each secret is a tool, a key to unlock your strength, clarity, and courage. When you practice these consistently, problems no longer feel like enemies. They become teachers, guides, and opportunities in disguise, shaping you into a version of yourself that is unstoppable. Here on English Tales and Lessons, we believe that your mind is your greatest power. By following these 9 principles, you train your mind, fortify your heart, and develop a mindset that refuses to give up. You learn to see challenges not as roadblocks, but as stepping stones. You discover that every setback carries a hidden lesson. Every delay prepares you for something greater. And every difficulty can become a source of strength. So when the next problem comes, and it will, don't ask why me. Instead say, try me. Step forward with confidence, knowing that you have the tools, the wisdom, and the courage to overcome it. Because the truth is simple. You are stronger than any problem, braver than any fear, and capable of achieving more than you ever imagined. Your journey is just beginning, and your power to solve anything is already within you.